everybody, this is the Vikström. Today we're going to talk about Taxi. Taxi is a movie that is filled to the brims with stuff. Sound effects, music, loud noises. Do you know why this movie seems so busy at the time? It is because that they don't want silence. Because silence, makes the audience think. And a thinking audience is a critical audience. And a critical audience might, try to deconstruct your plots and stuff like that, and that is dangerous because then they might shit all over your story or stuff like that. That is why big budget blockbusters usually are filled with explosions and special effects and heavy metal on the soundtracks or what have you, because they don't want you to think too much, because otherwise the concept might just fall flat. And one of the biggest examples of this is probably the movie we're gonna take a look at today, Taxi. This 1998 French action comedy by Luc Besson spawned not one, not two, not three, not six, but 4 sequels to it, and actually also spawned an American remake and a fucking TV show. Jesus Christ. Today we're going to look at the movie Taxi. Main character is a young police officer in Marseille, and he is without a driver's license because he keeps failing the tests and stuff like that. Quick question, can you be a police officer in France without having a driver's license? Just curious. And because of this, nobody really takes him serious. There is also a gang of robbers that is going to come to Marseille and rob banks and stuff like that, and he really wants to capture them. One day he comes across a taxi driver whose taxi car is not your ordinary taxi car. No, it is equipped with all sorts of gadgetry and is the fastest car in the entire France. And our taxi driver also has a complete disregard for rules and regulations and stuff like that, and he doesn't really like police officers. They decide to team up to try to take down the robbers. Not only does he hope that he can put the robbers behind bars and get some respect from his colleagues, he also hopes that he can win the affection of Petra, the very capable and very, very, very objectified colleague from Germany, played by a Swedish supermodel Emma Sjöberg. Jesus Christ, everything she does is basically, look how hot she is! So this is basically our movie in a nutshell. And well, this movie is kind of silly. The entire thing with the robbers is kind of silly because they announce where they're gonna come every time they're gonna rob someplace, and they're trying to capture them, but they always slips away because they're mostly incompetent. The most incompetent of them all is probably my favorite character in the entire series, their captain. And the fact is that the only really good movie in the Taxi series, aka Taxi 4, where he has the biggest part, is one of the reasons why I think this is kind of cool. This movie is over the top all the time. Everybody's shouting, everybody's loud all the time, and everybody tries to be funny. I think that the situation, could have allowed them to play it more straight-faced, and then probably would have been even more funny. See also why the Naked Gun movies work so well. But despite the fact that this is a 90-minute long action comedy, the movie kind of crawls at times and it's kind of sluggish, and the action sequence that we get is not that impressive actually, and I'm not that interested in the story, and I'm not that interested in the characters at all. And because everybody is so over the top all the time, and because they are more caricatures rather than characters, it fails to grab me really, and most of the jokes land rather flat, and after a while you just get a little bit, can't this movie just move on? And by the way, how much money did they have to pay absolute superstar Marion Cotillard to play the super bimbo of our famed taxi driver? I don't know, but it was not enough in my opinion. I'm very sorry for you, Marion Cotillard. In the end, when it comes down to it, Taxi is a mostly harmless movie with some okay action sequences and some funny moments, but most jokes, doesn't land as they should do. But there is at least some entertainment to have, and after 90 minutes you will probably say, well, that movie was at least a bit entertaining, in parts. If you want to see one movie from this series that is actually kind of okay, I would say definitely check out Taxi 4. Do not see the American remake. It was pretty horrendous. Some of the car chases in Marseille did look impressive, but they didn't really lead to anything. And when you're having a profanity-free and violence-free action comedy, you're missing out on the most exciting things about action comedies. I'm giving this movie 40 points. It is a totally okay action comedy that has been done better over the years. It's a bit too juvenile for its own good. If this movie could have been even more juvenile, a large section of the audience would have caught a bad case of zits or something like that. Jesus Christ, this movie is dumb. So I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.